Good evening and hello and welcome everyone to IQCivils IS discussion of UPSC 2024 Prelims GS Paper 1 discussion. Myself Aruni Choudhury, and I am a faculty in IQCivils, and I will be discussing being a faculty of miscellaneous subjects like the schemes, then IR, and the subjects like history, but I will not be doing history at the moment. Especially, I do the Assam history portion, and since this is not APSC discussion, this is UPSC, so I will be discussing the economy portion also. So, alright, without wasting much time, let us begin what we are supposed to do and how we are going to witness the paper discussion of the only institute in the entire Northeast which is undertaking this effort with a thorough discussion through video analysis. And remember, we are the only institute in the entire Northeastern region. Okay, so this is my pro forma. I have said it already, and of course we are reviewed as the best civil services UPSC institute in the entire Northeast because of our high range of faculties. Chalo, and it is situated in Shilpukri, Guwahati. So we have got very less time to undertake numerous activities like illustrations and all. But nonetheless, what is more important is the explanation and giving you the solutions of why these answers are meant to be this. Though I cannot guarantee everything, but yes, 85% will surely be correct because UPSC आंसर कीज विल बी सून रिलीज्ड, तो आप वहाँ से चेक कर लीजिए. बट 85 to 90-95% आई एम श्योर दैट आवर research is well made, so we have very less chances of being wrong, almost zero chances. एक दो हो सकता है, मे बी. वेट फॉर द UPSC आंसर की दो. बट so my first question to discuss would be, so I am discussing booklet number C of yesterday's prelims GS paper 1. The first question: with reference to the speaker of the Lok Sabha, consider the following statements. While any resolution I have started আমি স্টার্ট করেছি. I've started মানে already. 40 minutes, half an hour. Hmm. 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 So, while any resolution for the removal of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha is under consideration. So, we are talking about removal of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. So, Lok Sabha ka Speaker articles that come under so basically Article 95 and Article 96 deals with the Speaker of Lok Sabha, his or her powers. So, what is written in here is number one, he or she shall not preside. So, while there is a resolution for the removal of the speaker, then will he or she preside or not? Number two, he or she shall not have the right to speak. And number three, he or she shall not be entitled to vote on the resolution in the first instance. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 1 and 2 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3 only. So already we have marked the answers. So what I am doing is, you can see the answer is A, 1 only, because as Article 96 and Article 181 says that when there is a resolution for the removal of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha and the deputy Speaker, then he or she shall not preside over that consideration. Just notice one thing. This year's polity questions are straight up from NCERT or Lakshmikant. You can study, as most of you prefer to go through Lakshmikant. So the direct polity based questions have rarely been noticed in the last 5 years, but this year it has been put on. So that is the factor behind increasing the cutoff, and it's a happy news, I would say. Students काफी खुश हैं. So, he or she shall not have the right to speak. This is not true. Everybody has the right to defend. So even the speaker also have when the removal is under consideration. And number 3, he or she shall not be entitled to vote on the resolution in the first instance. This is also false. So answer A, 1 only. Then 4, with reference to the Indian Parliament, consider the following statements. 1, a bill pending in the Lok Sabha lapses on its dissolution. Number 2, a bill passed by the Lok Sabha and pending in the Rajya Sabha lapses on the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. Number 3, a bill in regard to which the President of India notified his or her intention to summon the Houses to a joint sitting lapses on the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. Which of these statements given above is or are correct? So among these statements, 1 and 2 are correct. Why? I'm saying so Article 107 of the Indian Constitution deals with the lapsing of bills. So ये लोक सभा है, this is राज्य सभा, and here is the president. तो जब एक बिल is passed by Lok Sabha, so because dissolution happens only in the case of Lok Sabha, remember, you know it, right? If you are a sincere student, I'm sure that it is well embedded in your mind that only dissolution happens in case of Lok Sabha and not Rajya Sabha. So ये तो बात ही नहीं हुआ इसका. तो अगर इनके अंदर कुछ बिल्स है एंड ये डिसॉल्व हो गया तो ऑब्वियसली ये लैप्स हो गया. और सपोजिंग ये बिल पास होकर राज्यसभा तक आ गया, बट देन इट गेट्स लोकसभा इज डिसॉल्व्ड, लाइक ऑब्वियसली कौन डिसॉल्व होगा? लोकसभा, बार बार याद रखिए. देन ऑल्सो the bill gets lapsed. But if the bills if the bill is passed by both the houses and it reaches, ये wall है, ये एक दीवार है, so if the bill crosses onto this person known as the president, then it is well it is secured, it is well secured. So the thing is, it all depends upon the president and इनका काम हो गया. So even if this house is dissolved, still it doesn't lapse. So if we look through the option, then 1 and 2 are correct. This is not correct. Next question. With reference to the Parliament of India, consider the following statements. 1. Prorogation of a house by the President of India does not require the advice of the Council of Ministers. Number 2. Prorogation of a house is generally done after the house is adjourned, sine die, but there is no bar to the President of India prorogating the house which is in session. Number 3. Dissolution of the Lok Sabha is done by the President of India, who, save in exceptional circumstances, does so on the advice of the Council of Ministers. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? So, देखी लो C, 2 and 3. Why? Let me explain. So under Article 85(2), Article 85 subclause 2, this prorogation part is dealt in. So this is not true. President requires the advice of the Council of Ministers. You know, President cannot act on his or her own. Council of Ministers is always there. Even if there is a dissolution of the House, the Council of Ministers keep on advising till the formation of a new House. So this is wrong. First is wrong. And you see, so if the first is wrong, then obviously you just eliminate these two options, A and B. And last year the elimination game was, elimination का ही game over कर दिया, eliminate कर दिया था. लेकिन इस बार फिर से वो जिंदा हो गया. So elimination really helps a lot of aspirants to get more marks. The prorogation of a house is generally done after the house is adjourned, sine die, but there is no bar to the President of India. And prorogation means stopping the business of the house. No? And it is adjournment and prorogation. There's a difference. So we have less time. We cannot discuss everything right now. So, and dissolution of the Lok Sabha is done by the President of India, who, save in exceptional, does so on the advice of the Council of Ministers. So yes, so see, this is a contradiction. So you just see, this paper is, that's why it is termed as easy by a lot many brilliant aspirants, that it is being easy, because it gives you that positivity, it throws you that light that I am the option, you know. So since it contradicts number 1 and 3, you just know that it cannot be option D, the two, the 3 only, because number 2 is also correct. That house is adjourned, but there is no bar for the president for prorogating the house which is in session. What's happening? Well, it's a recorded session. It's not a live session. Huh. Number 8. With reference to the Digital India Land Records Modernization Program, consider the following statements. Number 1. To implement the scheme, the central government provides 100% funding. Number 2. Under the scheme, cadastral maps are digitized. Number 3. An initiative has been undertaken to transliterate the records of rights from local language to any of the languages recognized by the Constitution of India. So this question is from current affairs region. उस क्षेत्र का है current affairs newspaper reading and schemes related. This is the program, Digital India Land Records Modernization Program. So you have to read that scheme in order to answer this question. So this was somehow a tough question, unlike the previous ones. So which of these statements given above are correct? So here, number 1 and 2. The implementation of the scheme, the central government provides 100% funding. That means it is a central sponsored scheme. Fully central sponsored. No state or central cooperation is there, but fully centrally sponsored. And number 2, under the scheme, cadastral maps are digitized. Cadastral maps, those maps which is not to be found even under on GPS, on Google Maps. So those maps, those topography are also brought under digitization. So because हमारे यहाँ recently satellite and all, like it really, the satellite का outreach काफ़ी बढ़ गया है. So that helped us for mapping, and the lower Earth or middle Earth orbit satellites have increased, and those satellites which are present in the nearby Earth orbits, they help to ensure mapping and weather reporting, because high orbit satellites are used for communication basically. So number A, 1 and 2 only. So, my favorite parts of the schemes related part. So, with reference to the Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan, consider the following statements. Number one, this scheme guarantees a minimum package of antenatal care services to women in their second and third trimesters of pregnancy and 6 months post delivery healthcare services. In any government health facility. Number two, under this scheme, private sector healthcare providers of certain specialties can volunteer to provide services at nearby government health facilities. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? Number A, one only, B, two only, C, both A, one and two, D, neither one nor two. तो इसका सही जवाब it's two only, because see, schemes means everything is factual, you cannot deviate, no deviation can happen. You नहीं तो आप अपना अपना स्कीम बना दोगे ना आप, तो सरकार का नहीं रहेगा वो, it will be a private scheme and will you be able to afford it? So you cannot change any clause, any single word from what is written on that gazette. So this portion is not true, number one. Number second is true, that under this scheme, private sector healthcare providers of certain specialties can volunteer to provide services at nearby government health facilities. So next one, with reference to the PM Shram Yogi Man Dhan Yojana, consider the following statements. One, the entry age group for enrollment in the scheme is 21 to 40 years. Nah. It is 18 to 40. So these schemes, 18 to 40 years, PM Shram Yogi Man Dhan Yojana, 18 to 40 years. So these schemes should just light up your mind कि हाँ ये सब टकराना चाहिए ना, like the west wind, western disturbances की तरह. This is wrong. So age specific contribution, so don't follow these ना, as I am saying, मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ उनको उसको follow करो, like don't blindly follow the whatever is marked, because yesterday, yes, most of them are marked truly, but some mistakes are there because it was done in a hurried way yesterday. So any specific contribution shall be made by the beneficiary. 3, each subscriber under the scheme shall receive a minimum pension of rupees 3000 per month after attaining the age of 60 years. हाँ, बिल्कुल. Number 4, family pension is applicable to the spouse and unmarried daughters. No. Only half of the pension is available to the spouse, not to their children. So which of these statements given below is or are correct? Only B, 2 and 3. Age specific, that means from 18 to 40, years, and contributions can vary like 40 to 210 rupees per month. If someone is joining as early as 18, then one can contribute 40, 60 rupees, like that. If someone is joining at the age of 38, then it's better to contribute 150 at least. Otherwise, the pension will be quite low. Or, I mean, the principal will be low. Because the minimum pension is 3,000. Consider the following statements regarding Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam. 1. Provisions will come into effect from the 18th Lok Sabha. 2. This will be in force for 15 years after becoming an act. 3. There are provisions for the reservation of seats for scheduled caste women within the quota reserved for the scheduled castes. Which of the statements given above are correct? A, 1, 2 and 3? No. See, again, इसमें भी गलती है. So listen to my words. But I cannot, again, obviously you should look for the UPSC official keys, but I have discovered certain mistakes in here, and I am sure that my one is correct, because the person who have done it, he has done a great job, because he has done everything, he has solved the entire paper. But for me, I didn't solve the entire paper. I did a handful only. So that's why I got better time to put in and to look into the matter. B, 1 and 2 only. C, 2 and 3 only. D, 1 and 3 only. So 2 and 3 only. This scheme will be in force for 15 years after becoming an act. Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam. There are provisions for the reservation of seats for scheduled caste women within the quota reserved for the scheduled castes. So, scheduled SC quota, just like even in exams, there is SC quota. So within that SC quota, there will be seats reserved for SC women. Understood? So that again there is no gender bias, or full masculinity should not take over, because not just ensuring that ending caste discrimination is necessary, but also gender discrimination overall. So all sorts of justices should be provided. So number 12, see again, which of the following statements about exercise Mitra Shakti 2023 are correct? Exercise Mitra Shakti, you should be knowing a couple of important exercises, military exercises. There are 3 types of. What's wrong? So there are 3 types of military exercises being done in India: domestic, bilateral, and multilateral. So domestic means within India's territory, bilateral means with India and another country, multilateral means often like certain organizations like SAARC, BIMSTEC, um, ASEAN, sometimes with NATO, etc. So you should know it directly that exercise Mitra Shakti 2023 was between India and Sri Lanka, not Bangladesh. Rest are all true. It commenced in Audh, Pune. Joint response during counter-terrorism operations was a goal of this operation. Indian Air Force was a part of this exercise. হ্যাঁ আমি কন্টিনিউইং মানে মানে কি অ্যারাউন্ড আমি ভালো কয়টা করছি এখন 10টা 10 ইজ অলরেডি ডান 10 12 লাইক দ্যাট আর 20 মিনিটস হুম 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 ठीक है सर वो थोड़ा वो अभी मैंने 12 क्वेश्चन ऐसा कर दिया फिलहाल हाँ सर नहीं हाँ सर नहीं सर मतलब क्या हुआ कि आई स्टार्टेड लेट सर यू नो लाइक एंड आई डिड इट विद द लाइक दिस द पीडीएफ पोर्शन ओनली लाइक यू नो लाइक आई एम डू आई विल सी हाँ सर किया सर और हाँ सर आधा घंटा हो गया सर मतलब वो I'll show you sir नहीं सर एक साथ I'm doing सब okay it's coming in between actually so okay let's move on to the next question. A writ of prohibition is an order issued by the Supreme Court or High Courts to what are writs order? Very important Article 32 the writ petitions it is also known as the soul of our constitution as remarked by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar falls under the ambit of fundamental rights. So article 32 के अंदर आता है and there are 5 writs. Out of these 5 writs the third writ is of the writ of prohibition or also we get to hear this term we don't get to hear it prohibition डाला है we get to hear ki that the High Court or the Supreme Court has made an order of stay ka order. So what is this stay ka order? It is basically the lower court prohibiting continuation of proceedings in a case. Actually, what is this? That the Supreme Court or the High Court orders the lower courts that please do not go beyond your jurisdiction. It's and put an end to this trial or these orderings. Do not, this is not under your authority. So limit the boundaries, periphery, they draw. And what is certiorari? one more thing, because people often gets confused with prohibition and certiorari. Certiorari means quashing, like that actually stop, not just stopping, cancelling that order itself. But here it is not cancelling. Prohibition is stopping, put an end, like full stop लगा देना. You cannot move. ये चिपका देना ना. Okay. Consider the following statements. 1. It is the governor of the state who recognizes and declares any community of that state as a scheduled tribe. No, it is not the governor. It is the president. Only the president has that power to recognize any community as scheduled tribe. But in case of recognition of autonomous councils or tribal councils, governor instructs or orders, like, sorry, not to use the word order, he doesn't order the president, of course. Governor in provides a suggestion to the president that these areas or these territories can be designated as tribal councils, autonomous councils, but he or she cannot recognize any community as ST. Only the president has that power. So one khatam, तो बचा क्या है? Only two. Which of these statements given above are correct? Because just look at a community declared as a scheduled tribe in a state need not be so in another state. Yes, this is true. So, 2 only. With reference to the union budget, consider the following statements. The union finance minister on behalf of the prime minister lays the annual financial budget. No. The president has the power, it is the power of the president to lay the annual financial statement before both the houses of parliament. So, 1 is wrong. At the union level, no demand for a grant can be made except on the recommendations of the President of India. Yes, it's true. कौन सा correct है? 2. Here also. See, straight up questions. And if you don't read the executive, these portions, these parts, so chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the Polity book, say Lakshmikant or NCRT of class 11 NCRT 11 and 12, then आपने तो पढ़ा ही नहीं ना, otherwise. Another interesting question: who wrote this book? The author of these books, The India Way and Why Bharat Matters. Remember, I read this book, Bharat Matters, written by our Honorable Foreign Minister S.A. Jaishankar, sir, Subramaniam Jaishankar. So this one also, consider the following pairs. Country 1, Argentina, reason for being in the news, worst economic crisis. Number 2, Sudan, war between the country's regular army and paramilitary forces, yes. Number 3, Turkey rescinded its membership of NATO. No, this is false. So Argentina also was in news due to its very severe economic crisis, and a very drastic change came in the form of its president, Benjamin. क्या था? Was it? Milieu or something. Anyways, so Argentinia's president, he is also a very he has brought in a revolution kind of. So he has brought in a revolution. Whether it's good or bad, we'll get to see, and it's better, like So yes, he has brought in a lot many changes in the countries because of the severe economic crisis it was facing. So he won a heavy majority, extremely heavy majority. I think he won around 83% votes. Almost he can turn over anything. It's like that. So people are very much in favor of him. So that. So anyways, so these two, the first two options are correct. So only two, number B. So after checking a number of times, I have discovered that probably for question number 21 of booklet C, how many delimitation commissions have been constituted by the government of India till December 2023? Very interesting prospect because it recently happened in Assam. It was asked in APSC also. So according to me, it's option number D, number 4, delimitation commissions is done by ECI, autonomous body. So here it is wrongly marked, I guess. It's number 4, D. The Constitution's 71st Amendment Act 1992 amends the 8th schedule to the Constitution to include which of the following languages? 8th schedule में 22 languages है. There are 22 languages. In our 8th schedule of our Constitution. In the 8th schedule of our Constitution. And which among these are not there? Among these languages, which of them or which of it is not present in the 8th schedule of the Constitution? So Konkani is there, Manipuri is obviously there, Nepali is there, Maithili is not there. So here selecting the correct code 1, 2 and 3. Maithili is not available. Which of the following statements are correct about the Constitution of India? Number 1, powers of the municipalities are given in Part 9A of the Constitution, Article 243. Number 2, emergency provisions are given in Part 18 of the Constitution, Article 352 or 350. 52, 56, 360. Number 3, provisions related to the amendment of the Constitution are given in Part 20 of the Constitution. कौन से such है? Everything. All of the 3 are true. So answer is D, 1, 2 and 3. Nothing to explain because polity is sealed in those articles. And you got a big bunch of polity, so and it's much easier than previous years. So चार चांद लग गए अच्छे एस्पेक्ट्स के. So which one of the following statements is correct as per the Constitution of India? A. Interstate trade and commerce is a state subject under the state list. No. So Article 16, it falls under the fundamental rights. 16.4, movement, profession and all. So number B, interstate migration is a state subject under the state list. No. Number C, interstate quarantine is a union subject under the union list. True. Corporation tax is a state subject under the state list. No. So बस एक ही चीज है, that is number C, interstate quarantine under union list. Number 26 of this series, under which of the following articles of the Constitution of India has the Supreme Court of India placed right to privacy? Puttaswamy case, Article 21 of 2017. Puttaswamy case of 2017. Article 21, right to life के अंदर ही आता है. So operations undertaken by the army towards upliftment of the local population in remote areas to include addressing of their basic needs is called Operation Sadbhavna. Operation Sadbhavna. So it was done during floods of Chennai, then Kerala floods, even in Uttarakhand. So these are Operation Sadbhavna. Others are with other countries within the local population. Sadbhavna. पॉलिटी की क्वेश्चंस खत्म ही नहीं होते. Which of the following statements about the ethics committee in the Lok Sabha are correct? 1. Initially it was an ad hoc committee. Yes, ad hoc committees means committees which are formed by calling outside members. They are brought in for a temporary period of time for providing solution and giving recommendations to a committee, just like ad hoc judges are called in, are formed in a particular bench to provide speedy judgment. So this ad hoc provisions means additional provisions. Number 2, only a member of the Lok Sabha can make a complaint relating to unethical conduct of a member of the Lok Sabha. No, this is wrong. Number 3, this committee cannot take up any matter which is sub judice. Yes. So 1 and 3. The ethics committee was in news because it was related to an MP who had to face elimination from the House of Lok Sabha last year. So who was the provisional president of the Constituent Assembly before Dr. Rajendra Prasad took over? So Constituent Assembly happened for around 2.5 years, from 14 August 1947. Constituent Assembly (14 August 1947 से लेकर is 25 January 1950, because after that the constitution was fully formed and was adopted, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad took over. But in between this term, it was called the interim assembly, interim period. Dr. Sachidananda Sinha, he was the provisional president of the Constituent Assembly. So, as per Article 368 of the Constitution of India, the Parliament may amend any provision of the Constitution by way of addition, variation, repeal. Yes, all three are correct. See, Article 368 provides that amending can happen as long as the basic principles or the basic the basic principles or the basic concepts of the constitution are preserved. That means which are the basic elements that we get to find in our preamble or in the fundamental rights which are mentioned, like article 14, 15, 21, 25. So these eventually form the basic principles of a constitution. But other than that, any addition, variation and repealing can be done. So all three are correct. So consider the following countries: Italy, Japan, Nigeria, South Korea, South Africa. Which of the above countries are frequently mentioned in the media for their low birth rates or aging population or declining population? So Italy and Japan, we often get to hear. I just recently heard that a province of Italy, they are giving certain rewards to men to settle in and get married over there so that their population increases. So that's how the severe that problem has arisen. Japan also, it is facing very low birth rate. So because there is a lot many older population, and once they are gone, the population will be very thin. Nigeria is it's one of the most, I think the third most one of the most populated country. It is very much filled with malnutrition, and you can understand if resources are very much are quite less for the per capita resource, that means the population is high. So, and also South Korea. South Korea also similar to Japan, they are having a lot many older population these days. So 1, 2 and 4 is the correct option, not C. 1, 2 and 4. Mark me. A. Polity के questions खत्म ही नहीं होते हैं. Okay, I will do the last question. So, which of the following statements are correct in respect of a money bill in the parliament? 1. Article 109 mentions special procedure in respect of money bills. True. 2. A money bill shall not be introduced in the Council of States, or that means the Rajya Sabha. Yes, only in Lok Sabha it gets introduced. Number 3. The Rajya Sabha can neither approve nor suggest changes but cannot reject. They can either approve, obviously Rajya Sabha can but only can provide certain delay, the delay of 14 days, and after that it remains the same. But they can, of course, they can give recommendations and suggestions, but they cannot reject it. So 1, 2 and 3 are correct. Let's see what was the option 4. Amendments to a money bill suggested by the Rajya Sabha have to be obviously no. Okay, so that was my part for the paper discussion. Thank you. I hope you guys will be liking my analysis, and hope to see you again. And please join us in our next segment. So till then, take care and have a good night. Thank you.